Hey guys, did you get a chance during the week to read the full story of Jesus being anointed by a sinful woman? Hope so. Well, today we're going to be reading another story from the book of Luke. First of all, I wanted to ask you a question. Have you ever been sick before? I'm thinking most of you, if not all of you, are saying yes, I've been sick before. How about have you been sick for a longer period of time? Hopefully not, but I know that there's some of us that, we've had a cold or a flu and it's tend to linger for quite a long time. And if that was you, how did that make you feel? How did you feel when you were sick for such a long period of time? I know for me, any time that I'm sick, I'm over it straight away and I just want to be better like that. Today, we're actually going to be reading a story from the Bible about a woman who had been sick for a very long time. So now's the time, put me on pause, go grab your Bible, okay, and meet me back here. Let's turn to the book of Luke, chapter 8, and we're going to start reading from verse 40. The story is Jesus heals in response to faith. On the other side of the lake, the crowds welcomed Jesus because they had been waiting for him. Then a man named Jairus, a leader of the local synagogue, came and fell at Jesus' feet, pleading with him to come home with him. His only daughter, who was only about 12 years old, was dying. As Jesus went with him, he was surrounded by the crowds. A woman in the crowd had suffered for 12 years with constant bleeding, and she could find no cure. Coming up behind Jesus, she touched the fringe of his robe. Immediately, the bleeding stopped. "Who touched me?" Jesus asked. Everyone denied it, and Peter said, "Master, this whole crowd is pressing up against you." But Jesus said, "Someone deliberately touched me, for I felt healing power go out from me." When the woman realized that she could not stay hidden, she began to tremble and fell to her knees in front of him. The whole crowd heard her explain why she touched him, and that she had been immediately healed. "Daughter," he said to her, "your faith has made you well. Go in peace." So this woman, she had been suffering for 12 years and nobody was able to help her. Can you imagine how she would have been feeling and the frustrations for that amount of time? But how awesome was it that she was in the crowd and she'd obviously heard of this Jesus guy before and knew what he was capable of. And she stretched out her hand and she touched Jesus' robe and she was healed. So not only was a miracle performed here, but I love it that it's just another specific teaching from Jesus that if we have faith in him, incredible things can happen. Do you know what I like to do, and some other people that I know? We actually like to visualize this story when, if I'm sick or if a friend or family member is sick, I like to visualize this story as I'm praying for them. I like to think about Jesus walking down a road and me just simply touching his robe and a healing happening. Do you know what? Sometimes I've actually seen healings happen through this. Sometimes it's taken a little bit longer, but it's actually, for me, it's about honoring God as our healer, as our waymaker, and as our miracle worker. And it's also about increasing faith as well. The more that we rely on God and resting on his promises, the closer we get to him. So maybe you might like to try spending some time with God this week and picture the story of this woman stretching out her hand in faith. You might have a specific need that you want to chat to God about. Remember, he is your creator. I would also encourage you to finish reading the story about Jairus and his daughter. It's a really awesome story.